Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little different besides looking at knives and tools, and we're going to take a look at the Cooper's Bay twig stove. And we're also going to do a little bit of comparing radiant heat to the Solo Stove Mesa. Stick around, let's see what's up. Okay, before we get started looking for fuel out here, let's take a look at how the packaging came on this Cooper Bay stove. So a nice nylon carrying case, the Cooper Bay logo right there. Got a little bit of shadow going on. And so it actually, the reason why I chose this one is because of, and I sort of researched a couple of different twig stoves. There's lots of brands out there, but this one actually came with a few more things. And that kind of made my decision. Smart marketing on their part. So it comes with a fire rope tyndall. And it also comes with a ferrocerium rod. And I've been looking at these for a long time and been wanting to try one out. And I have burned this so far, but this little rope ignition is a pretty neat little concept right here. So we're going to give that a try. Set that off to the side there. And like I said, you know, it came with a really nice ferrocerium rod. A lot of times when you get these things with a kit like this, that, you know, the rod's actually pretty small. If I had to guess, that's probably 1/2 inch. So pretty nice there. And so let's take a look at the stove itself. So what's interesting is there's also a pouch for just the stove. Okay, so just checking out the pouch here. There's the stove. Like I said, I've done a burn on it. And got a couple pieces here for your top, for your pots. But yeah, pretty simple twig stove. Only takes a minute to put together. So let me show you that now and give some pointers on that. Okay, so it's not a bad idea to wear a pair of gloves when you're handling these stoves, because this stainless steel can be pretty sharp in some of the areas. So what you want to do is find the front of the stove, has the Cooper's Bay emblem there. And what you want to do is put your other 3 pieces together, your back and your sides. So let's do that now. And basically they just slide. There's grooves here. And so basically they just slide like so. Once you get your 3 sides together, then you take your bottom or your base, and there's 3 notches in the back. There's one in the back, one on each side. And you just basically slide those into the grooves. And so you've got it all together except for the front. So this part can be a little tricky, but basically it's the same premise. Start on one side and then slide the grooves, and it's going to be opposite on this side. So, okay, pretty simple. So yeah, it's a little bit of construction compared to the Solo stove, but you know, like I said, you probably could have it together in under a minute after you do it a few times. So okay, so let's take a few minutes and gather some fuel. Catch back with you in a sec. This dead pine should work pretty good. There's a lot of pine cones. I know they work pretty good with twig stoves. You don't always want to burn your twig stoves with pine because of so much resin. It just kind of makes the stove nasty, and there's just more cleaning involved. But for demonstrations today, we are just going to get fuel off this pine. Okay, my friends, we got a decent amount of fuel to get us started. The purpose of bringing the Solo stove out here is just to compare radiant heat. So that's been my hang up with this little stove right here. This Solo stove is, yeah, it's fine for roasting some marshmallows with the kids on the patio or something like that. But I have found after carrying it into the woods several times that it's not going to keep you warm if you're cold. Obviously, you know, you would want a bigger fire if you were in a situation like that. But you could find a rock like this. And that's something else I would suggest burning these stoves. The Solo Stove, not so much, but the twig stove, because there are holes in the bottom. That's how it gets its ventilation. You don't want to sit it on, a dry ground that could ignite. So I can feel a coating on this rope. And so what I've done a couple times is just take the end of it and fray it a little bit. And I think what that does is sort of just, opens up. Obviously it opens up the fibers, but then we'll take our ferro rod. Since all this came together, so we got our ferro rod and go straight down. All right. Yeah, that's burning pretty good. Okay, stove number one lit, and so just smother that, and you're good to go for your next light. Okay, my friends, so both stoves are burning at a pretty good clip right here. I do believe, without separating them, that the Cooper's Bay twig stove is just going to provide more radiant heat. It's got that huge opening here where you feed the fire. And like I said, the Solo stoves are great. It actually took to lighting better than the twig stove, believe it or not. It just caught faster and it burns faster. It's just that swirl of gas around that bottom. The design is pretty legit. So anyway, so yeah, we're gonna let the Solo stove die out, but I want to try out boiling some water and cooking some dinner on this Cooper's Bay twig stove. Stick around. Make a little tea. Yeah, it's pretty breezy today, so it's this twig stove is burning really fast. And I am constantly feeding the fire. But that's what we're out here to do. We're out here to test it out, see if it's something that, somebody that likes to spend time in the woods does. If I had to choose a twig stove to take on an adventure, I mean, it's kind of fun. It would be this foldable twig stove over the Solo stove, just because it does compact. Really small. There's your carrying case. So slide it, in between some other gear, and you're good to go. All right, let's see if we can find a flat enough spot to cut up some veg and some meat. I don't know. So, brought a little olive oil, bought a little salt, pepper, and garlic, and we're gonna just do a simple meal here. A little bit of veg and a little bit of meat. Make a little stir fry. Just a simple meal. Let's see, I'm gonna finish off that salt, pepper, and garlic there. check it out. So the Cooper's Bay twig stove can boil water for tea or coffee. It can cook a little stir fry. It can keep you sort of warm if you're close to it. It's chilly out here. The wind wasn't blowing when I first got down here, but it picked up as my time went by. So let's try this out. Very good. It's amazing what salt, pepper, and garlic can do to food. But like I said, just Brussels sprouts, some strip sirloin, and some little Roma tomatoes. That's it. So I'm going to conclude the video, and my thoughts on the twig stove is pretty good. I don't know how much use I'll get out of it. It'll be fun to bring along on a little day hike, and you know, if you wanted to do something like this as opposed to heating up a mountain house meal. Anyway, gonna sign off here. Hope you guys gathered a little something from how a twig stove works, how it's compared to a Solo stove. Make a long-winded guy short. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Bring plenty of wipes.